And a question for you as you watch. What happens if a citizen doesn't get what he wants?
Wilberforce, just an individual who believed that slavery should be abolished, and he got what he wanted. Florence Nightingale, who was determined to better the conditions in military hospitals, and she got what she wanted done. Elizabeth Fry wanted prison reform, and she got prison reform. Lord Shaftesbury wanted factory reform, and he got factory reform. Legislation which is simply the result of public opinion being brought to bear on Parliament. If a citizen isn't getting what he wants done, he writes to his MP, and if he still doesn't get what he wants, he votes for someone else next time he gets the chance. There's so much that needs to be done. So many things you want. Freedom from poverty, freedom from disease, freedom from squalor and ignorance, freedom from war. If you want these things, you can spread your opinion to other people who are influenced as you are by what they read in the papers, by what they read in books, by what they hear in conversation, by what they hear in speeches, on the radio, by what they see on the screen. When you spread your opinion, you can form groups and unions and political parties and demand what you want, and damn well see to it that you make your opinions heard.
Well, lots of ways there for people to make their opinions heard. Para hacer oír sus opiniones. But for most people, there's only one way to influence what politicians and the government do, and that's to vote. If you don't get what you want, vote for someone else next time. That's the answer to our question.
What's the British attitude to voting? Do people think it's important?
I think voting's really important because if you don't vote, you can't complain. That's why I always vote, so I can complain if things go wrong.
I think voting is important if you want to have a say, if you want to influence the decisions of government. I think you should vote.
Yes, I do. I think it is very important. If you don't vote, you can't complain. You can't vote the right person in to deal with the things that you think are important.
No, I don't think voting is important.
I don't think voting is very important to us at the moment, but when we get a bit older, probably will be. It'll mean quite a bit to us.
I think voting is very important. I think everybody should participate in politics.
I haven't voted in any election yet, but I think that people should be able to vote.
Yes, I think voting's important, and I vote in every election.
So, clearly most people think it's important to vote. But what do people think about this question? Should voting be compulsory? ¿Debería ser obligatorio votar?
See if you agree with any of these opinions.
I don't think voting should be made compulsory, but I do feel it's important. It decides the future of the country.
I think voting is extremely important, particularly as there are countries where people don't have the right to vote. And I do think it should be compulsory, because people get lazy about voting.
I think everybody should vote.
Yes, it should be compulsory.
I don't think it should be compulsory, but it does upset me sometimes when people don't exercise their right to vote, just out of they just can't be bothered.
Por no molestarse. That's true of quite a lot of people that I know. They don't vote because they can't be bothered. And they don't think voting actually makes any difference. What do you think about that, Vanessa? Do you think it should be compulsory to vote?
No, I don't. The whole point of voting is that you have a choice. And one possible choice is that you choose not to vote. And that's fine. That's my personal opinion. Now, do you remember Juan? We've seen him several times demonstrating his communication skills. Today, he's got an appointment to see an MP at the House of Commons.
But first, he's got to get there, by train. Getting information about trains can require extremely good communication skills.
It's time for...
Making yourself
understood.
Excuse me, I'm late. I'm meeting a Member of Parliament at the House of Commons today. It's very important, and I'm late. The woman in the ticket office told me that there was a fast train to London.
Did she? Who is the MP that you're meeting?
She said that she didn't know what platform the fast train went from. Perhaps you could tell me.
Listen to the announcement.
What did he say? I couldn't hear the platform number.
Do you understand English?
Well, yes, I do. But do you understand that?
The next tron...
I can't understand what the announcer is saying. The sound is very bad.
It's not my fault.
I must catch my train. Please, please, please. Tell me where to get the fast train to London.
The next London train is on platform 6. It leaves in 2 minutes' time.
Thank you.
Or is it platform 9?
Oh dear, you know, I'm afraid Juan may have failed to get the right information this time.
Well, I said it can be difficult to get information about trains, didn't I? But let's have a look at 2 simple strategies he used to find out what he wanted to know.
What did he say? I couldn't hear the platform number. I can't understand what the announcer is saying. The sound is very bad.
The strategy here is to say that you don't understand, and also to say what you don't understand.
People won't help you if they don't know that you need help. And they can't help you if they don't know what the problem is.
And here is the other simple strategy.
I must catch my train, please. Please, please. Tell me where to get the fast train to London.
Please, please, please.
The most important thing here is that Juan didn't give up. No se rindió. Even though the railwayman didn't want to help, Juan kept trying.
And that's our second piece of advice to you. Don't give up. You can even say, please,